Hi, everybody. It's Vanessa. Welcome back to Rather Retired. I am in episode number 4. Can you believe? This is part number 2. Now, part 1 is on the YouTube channel, Rather Retired. Rather Retired. And here I am. I am doing episode 4, Head and the Body, and the head is going to represent that part that's been overworked and overstressed, especially recently. So we're going to talk about how body and health really get affected by life. And at this point of life, in this path, this part of the journey, you want to slow down, take deep breaths, and enjoy keeping your body in good, perfect health. But some things are going to happen and things are going to change. And how you accept change is a part of this journey. So this part 2 episode, we're going to talk about perspectives on change, some of the things that will change or perhaps have to change, and you ultimately will go through C-section, the ABC. I do 3 parts to every episode, and part 2 of this episode will be the B and the C. This episode of BC is not just about how you're going to have to change and accept the change and determine how you're going to go through the change. You also will have to start going even deeper in your thought process and begin to explore perspectives, belief systems, spiritual belief systems, and even deeper, what is your purpose? What will be your legacy? So let's get started. This is episode number 4, Body and Health. Okay, so part B. Let's deal with 2 things. What we know at this time of life, things are going to have to change. Some things will change that are out of your control, and that's the health. You can figure out how to stay in the best form of health, but ultimately, you didn't create yourself, so you don't have full control over that change and the changes that occur. But what you can do is start thinking, what are my perspectives on that change? Now, I'll give you some areas to take a look at for change, and start thinking, how are you going to address change and changes in your life? First one, the planet itself is changing. For some people, they want to use stress, and I don't advocate that. When you were working in life full throttle, going at it, all activity, family, friends, work, all of that, you exerted too much stress. And I stated in episode, in this episode, episode 4, but part 1, I stated stress can kill you. The doctors, the medical physicians, all the researchers, stress you can control. So try your best to learn how do you want to take in stress and let stress out. And that's something you can learn to start changing. Don't take in as much stress in your life. It's not good for you. It's not good for your body, your mind, your body, and ultimately, if you believe there's a soul, why take all that stress with you for no reason? So I would say the first is the planet itself. It is changing, and the planet, you're on the planet. So as the planet changes, so will your body. I'll give you an example. I'm like a weather vane. I can tell you when it's going to rain. I can tell you my body is set up like a weather vane. My body, I start getting headaches if it's going to snow hard or have a lot of moisture in the air, hail or rain or storms. I start getting a headache out of nowhere for no reason. But it's telling me the atmosphere is changing, weather is changing, the air I breathe is changing. For some people, they're allergic to pollen, like spring. They can tell you it's coming. They get that sinus pressure feeling. Your body is telling you the planet's changing, so your body is telling you that. And you have to accept, what am I going to do when these changes start happening? Now, some people rely on medicine. I don't. Not the over the counter take a pill. I don't do that. What I've learned, when I start feeling that way, and because I was born with arthritis, it runs in my family. I have arthritis. So I've had to learn to do a lot of wraps around my knees. I do warm, I do cold, sometimes I do ice packs. I've learned how to start controlling those changes based on what's happening on the planet. I've learned how to handle it in my body. Now, the next one, money. Now, I know YouTube has 1,000 videos about how much money you need to save for retirement. Now, I'm not going to agree with them. That's fine for them. But I know the majority of people I know are not millionaires. What they have been able to do is to have that percentage of whatever income comes in, that percentage you need to decide in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, even after retirement, what percentage of that money must be saved. And that's that rainy day fund. Well, retirement is rainy day. You might not get to retire at 67. You might need to retire at 62. Some people, and let's just be honest, the new president and government is forcing people out. Do you know how much stress that is? That's stress no one planned. And they're being forced into retirement. I'm saying that money, if you start thinking retirement in your 40s, in your 50s, and your 60s, find that percentage that you must save, called that retirement rainy day. Retirement rainy day, all the R's. Retirement rainy day fund, and you continue doing it throughout your life. So money, I'm never going to tell you how much you will need because everybody's life is different. But I am going to say you need to clearly have that money ready for rainy day and retirement. Okay? Start in your 40s if you can. And if you're already in your 50s, double down on it. And if you're in the 60s, you know you don't have a choice. Rainy day and retirement. And you have to do it. You have to put the work into it the same way you would if you're planning for the holidays. Find the joy and do it. All money should not be spent. You must save some and use it to plan in your life. Next one. Love. I talked a bit about dating. I have no qualms with that because that's an energy that's positive if you work it right. That's an energy that's positive, and you need a lot of positive energy in your life. I smile. You have to learn ways of smiling. Smiling is a great, great, great emotion, and it's a great energy that comes into the body, and it makes you feel good. So that change, you will change what that definition of love is. You will do it. You have changed as a person. You're not your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You're now in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s. You have to change and go with the flow of what do you think is love? Some people see love as that first time the baby in your life looks at you. Oh, that's love. It's unconditional. Some of you, you'd go and date people and bring them into your family. Some people, you're born with a brother or sister, a mother or father, an aunt or uncle, cousins. There is love that you must remember you have. Seek that love. Now, I didn't say seek the stress. Seek the love. Bring it into your life. Get the cheeks up. Smile. Every now and then, laugh just uncontrollably. I know I come with all these words. Be uncontrollable in your laughter. Just do it. It's great for you, your body, your energy, the breathing. It keeps the stress out. Push the stress out. And in episode number 4, Body and Health, Part 1, on my YouTube channel, Rather Retired, watch it because I do talk very specifically about you must push the stress out too. Okay, next one. What are your goals? When you're younger, people have goals. They write them down, they work towards achieving the goal. Life didn't stop. What are your goals? For some people, finally in their 60s, they want to learn how to play an instrument, do the travel around the world, achieve the bucket list goals, learn to paint, to swim, it's 1,000 things. But don't give it up. You must have goals in life. Sit down, and that helps you with the changes that come through life. The ones that you can control, write it as a goal. My goal is, whatever this change is, my goal is to go to physical therapy, you see, to learn to make sure my hair is black more often. And I do. I'm going to the beauty shop next week. The next time you see me, it probably will have some black color on it. These are your goals now. You've achieved your professional goals. It is time for your personal goals. You are retired, and now the focus is all about you. So as changes come in your life, don't stress over it. Don't find that level of emotion that takes you to stress. Look at it and say, how can I rewrite it so that it's just a goal that I will achieve, and it's about me. Next one, food. I've shared in part 1 about my food issue and the fact that I am not a thin lady, never have been. I have been muscular, but not thin. So I will say food, I've had to change my whole way of eating, my whole relationship with food. To get very specific, I made a vow. I try to eat a salad every single day, and I can tell you it has helped me. Colon is sharp, past it, it's working every day, no issues, because colon cancer is real. And I tell anybody, you have to keep the water in your system. It's like magic, I tell you. It introduces parts of your body, and it says, you know what, here's what you're supposed to be doing and how we're going to do it. I love myself, water. I would say, if for me, I start my day with 2 glasses of water. I have to. It helps me digest whatever food I do put into my body. So I say to you, learn what makes your body function properly and do it. You cannot stop eating. You must eat. It's a matter of figuring out what should you eat, how should you eat, when should you eat, and what should you do after you eat. My suggestion, learn when your body is kind of working off the most of the calories, and try to look at how many meals you need. I've never been a 3 meal a day girl. As big as I am, I've never been a 3 meal a day girl. My body doesn't like all of that. But I have had 2 specific meals per day. I know what I'm doing before I eat, I know what I'm doing between meals, and I know what I do after I eat. So I will say to you, get to know your body. Food is required. You just have to know what food, when you should eat it, what you should do around the meal, before, during, after. Okay, next. Changes. Your health and your body. That's what I was talking about. The neck down, the neck up. I put that all in part 1. So make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Rather Retired, and take a look at episode number 4, part 1. And you will hear me really specifically talk about the parts of the body, mind and body, that you need to keep healthy, and perhaps how you can do it. But you have to do it. You're going to be here. So I want you to physically be in your best shape while you're here. Next one. The spiritual you. Okay, so we have 2 topics left. The spiritual you and then time. The spiritual you. I know there are 2,000 documented, organized religions declared on this planet. So I'm not going through all 2,000. What I am going to say, it's going to become a bit more important as you live on this planet. The longer you live, I have found and seen the pattern of people. It starts to hit you that your time on the planet is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And you begin to think more and more and more about, why was I created? What was my purpose of being here? And once I'm gone, what is the legacy that I've left? Who did I touch in this time on the planet? What do they get from me being here? Because you can't take it with you. So you have to ask yourself, are you living the type of life that you did give, whatever your gifts were, your time, your love, your knowledge, your money, whatever it is, did you impart that to others? So hint, I want you to start thinking, what is your spiritual foundation? What is your purpose? What legacy will you offer to the planet while you're here, and what was the residual? What did you leave? Now, guys, I'm going to say good night. I did it. This is part 2. I'm so grateful I'm here, because you can sit around at home, you can hang out with your friends as if nothing ever happened, but you can retire purposefully. And for me, it was imparting this type of information and encouragement to actually plan out your retirement. So I'm rather retired because I'm still here, still doing what I do, but I do it in such an organized way now that I know I have truly learned why I was here. And I'm trying to make sure the people I did spend time with, I gave my knowledge to, I gave my love and cared for them, I supported them, I made sure my voice was heard and lent to my community. In other words, my time here on the planet, I feel my Creator knows I did a good job of doing the best that I could. So everybody have a great, great night. Stay safe and sound out there. I love you, and if you can, subscribe to the channel, Rather Retired. Good night.